know that I said I wasn't going to make any more videos on the Garmin Xero bow sight, but I just took it out for the first time since I've owned it and did a 3D shoot with it. Did a 20 target, real nice. It was a good course. The only thing I noticed, and I did not know this about the Garmin Xero at all, having used it for the last season, I just kind of plug and played, but last season I hunted with a different bow. So the Garmin was set up to a different bow. This season I've switched bows, but I'm still using the Garmin. I assume that when I remove the batteries and let it sit over the off season, that all of my preset sightings would have just dropped off. So when I reset it, when I resighted it rather, for this new bow, I sighted it at 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. And then thought, okay, well, it'll automatically fill in between 40, 50, 60, with a pin if it's like a 45-yard shot. It should just be able to calculate. I figured that it was set up for that. But what I didn't really think about is that last season, I had actually pre-sighted and preset at 35, 45, 55, as well as 30, 40, 50. So it had a pre-programmed sighting in there for my old bow for shots in between 40 and 50. And it was assuming I was using the old bow. So when I took my first shot on the first target at 45 yards, it just into the dirt. And then hit another target at 30 yards, dead on. A third target, 43 yards, I think it was, 42 yards maybe, into the dirt. So I ran up to the range, shot 40, shot 50, everything was on, came back down. It took me a while to figure this out. But yeah, I guess you kind of have to do a hard reset. I got to figure out how, like a hard reset on that sight if you're switching between bows or if you're changing the arrow or whatever, just make sure that you've wiped all of the existing data out of the sight so that you can reset for the next one. That being said, it did really well. Once I figured that little hiccup out, I scored higher than I've ever scored on a 3D course. And it helped out and did quite well on the course, which is impressive because I thought it was not going to do so. But anyways, that is, I promise, the last time I'm going to talk about it until maybe mid-hunting season when I get something.